An old woman mistakenly believes her son's house is about to be demolished and will receive a large compensation. She secretly goes to her daughter's house, where she is questioned by a curious neighbor who tries to keep it a secret from the daughter. However, she can't help but show off that she's going back to live with her son and no longer wants to suffer in her daughter's home. Unbeknownst to her, the neighbor already considers her a selfish person because she has lived with her daughter for years and received great care, while her son never visited. Now that her son is rich, he thinks living with her daughter is too hard. The woman is confused when she receives a call from the demolition staff who said they would only demolish her own homestead and told her not to mix it up with her brother's. She decides to go to her brother's house to find out why. When she arrives, she gets a message from her daughter saying that her cousin misunderstood the demolition notice and thought their house was being demolished, so he's already showing off at school. The woman realizes it's a big misunderstanding, but she still plans to give her brother a house even if it's not his. But as she tries to open the door, she hears something that shocks her. She learns that her mother had promised to take care of her children but instead constantly gave orders and did nothing. It turns out the truth was that the mother wanted to save money for her brother. Her brother then tells his wife and mother not to tell their sister about the demolition. His wife immediately understands and promises to let them show off after the money comes. The woman outside is furious, realizing she has given her heart to them, and when she found out her homestead was being demolished, she first thought of giving her brother a house, but they treated her like a thief. Thinking about this, she bursts into the room and asks them why they treat her like that. However, these so-called blood relatives cruelly mock her. The old woman says that the woman's house is next to her brother's, so it's just that the demolition reached her brother's house and not hers. They mock her for having a lifelong poor fate. The sister-in-law thinks she came to ask for a house because her brother's house is being demolished. She mocks the woman for being shameless. The brother is even more arrogant. The woman can't help but laugh at the ugly faces of her family. She had intended to remind them to check the demolition notice, but now it's clear it's unnecessary. Meanwhile, the unaware family is celebrating, thinking they are about to reach new heights in life. Before the money even arrives, they plan to go shopping at a luxury store in the city. A saying goes that good words can't persuade a stubborn person. The woman decides to give them a helping hand. She becomes a salesperson at the luxury store, selling an expensive LV bag to her sister-in-law and a $1 million scarf for her mother. To avoid being looked down on, the brother secretly uses the money from the village vegetable farmers. Then, they all get lost in the sound of the card swiping, each wearing over $1 million worth of clothes, with their bank accounts unable to support their extravagant spending. But the brother isn't worried because he has already called a loan shark named Wang. As the sister tries to advise him not to get involved with high-interest loans, she warns that if the demolition money doesn't come, the consequences will be severe. However, the brother thinks the sister is just jealous and arrogantly mocks her for being limited by poverty. He confidently sends away the loan shark and then rents an open-air tractor, spending extravagantly along the way, looking very prosperous. Until at the doorstep, when the old woman shows off to another woman, they realize something is wrong from the other woman's unnatural behavior. The brother quickly calls his son to confirm the demolition situation, but the son assures him that he is certain it's their house that is being demolished.